Motherfucking pterodactyl.
Seriously. Okay.
And it's takeoff.
And it's time. Welcome back to another week of the John's Family Podcast.
Gotcha, brah.
Yeah, shot G. What?
I said lowest form of humour.
What, imitation?
Hang on,
No.
Trish, can you up your levels there, Trishy, while you're talking? I can't believe I've said that for the first time.
I know.
So when you say lowest form of humour, that is sarcasm. I don't think there was any sarcasm there. Was there any sarcasm there?
Oh, do you think not?
No, there was no sarcasm. That's the lowest form of wit. Sarcasm.
No, wasn't the lowest form of humour?
Well, I just think you're a freaking low human.
No, the highest compliment is
Imitation.
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 Oh,
Impersonation.
Jesus, we're
Yeah,
getting
the
very
lowest
tangled.
form of wit is sarcasm.
Yeah.
Sarcasm.
Hey, guys.
Or just being a general smart ass and thinking that you're humorous.
Very true.
Yeah. No, I'm not funny. 6. You know, we're in season 6 of the John's Family Podcast.
That is pretty remarkable.
Still going strong. I listened to a couple of our first ever episodes when I was up in the Gold Coast on the way, like traveling.
Yeah.
Geez, we've come so far. All of us.
Who's been the bigger improver?
I mean, you've always been
Savvy.
witty.
Who are you looking at when you're saying this?
You.
Oh,
'cause you
right.
no, I think you and Jack are the biggest improvers from day one to now.
And we're proud he is.
Yeah.
And I'll probably claim that. Yep.
But I'll say, I remember back then thinking, oh, geez, I'm pretty good at this. Nah, not like maybe I hold myself to a higher standard now, but I didn't. I was horrendous. I thought I was horrendous. Dad, you were actually way better. You've dropped a long way.
Oh,
long
he's
way.
declined.
Yeah,
In what
but
way?
that's because mate, you were. Well, I
Got
suppose
lazy.
you probably had more responsibility.
He had
back
to
then.
carry us,
More-
didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
more hosting. Now, Dad's very like
Now we're jamming you.
he never wants to
Sorry,
carry.
sorry, Trish. You're wanting him?
Now we're jamming him.
Jamming him.
We're jamming
I'm
him.
being pegged left, right, and centre. Not just by my wife, but by children.
Oh my god.
No, but you were very like you were probably just more on back then. Like you probably because you had less on your plate in that 2020.
Oh, well, we were in COVID.
And you probably had to carry all the dead space too.
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
You had to sort of fill the gaps,
Yeah.
as you would always
Now-
say back then.
Now he just sits back and just like
Relaxes and enjoys it. Well, what it is, mate, I've just pulled back a little bit. There's a lot of M. Johns out there. Right, couple of shows, all that sort of stuff. Give the fans less.
you don't want to saturate the market with Matthew John's content.
Old people drive people mad. I get sick of myself.
But you know what?
It's true though. I say to Trish, she'll listen to the podcast. I say, turn it off. I can't listen.
he hates
I can't
to hear
listen to
himself.
myself anymore.
And yet he doesn't mind watching himself, I've noticed.
Yeah, I do. Particularly in the mirror, honey.
No, you always rewatch your shows after you
Yeah.
film them, though. You love it.
You know what?
Well, you're entertained by it.
I never ever used to watch them, but I come back on a Sunday night and I'll sit there and I'll watch the Sunday night show back. I just find the Thursday night show is enjoyable. Something about the Sunday night show. Because, we've got new people on the couch and
You're the
things
guest.
like that. It's just, and we're going to talk about it a little bit later, but we had Jacob Kraz and the Montoyas on last Sunday night.
Very funny.
Very
Montoya.
funny. Yeah.
They were awesome. We'll get to that later.
Yeah, but so I
More
just
about,
want,
less about me, you know.
it's sometimes when we're in this crazy media environment, it's just nice to sit back and remember this is the 6th year of the John's Family Podcast.
Agreed.
Crazy, and we used to. What else was cool to listen to? Like back in 2020, the weeks that Jack and I debuted in the NRL, like we were on the potty leading into debut weeks. We were reviewing it afterwards. Like it was,
That was
I
just-
went and listened back to it.
That was so coincidental, hey?
Yeah.
Like, just doing it, like, honestly, we started in COVID and then probably within the next 2 months we debuted. So that's pretty bizarre.
Like there were some huge moments in the potty, like in the potties that we were doing family podcasts. Like obviously that Melbourne won the grand final, and we had Cameron Smith came on for 15 minutes the week of the grand final in his last ever game in the NRL.
Did
and
he?
I forgot that. Yeah.
Oh, well, I'll have to start chucking these episodes back. I might have to start chucking these specialty ones up in the off season. We'll go your debut, my debut, Cameron Smith episode.
Yeah, big moments across the family because they were on a different feed, like our old feed that they were on. I think we've got them, so maybe Jack,
we've
you can
got
put them
them.
on.
Yeah,
we
I'll
can maybe
do
special.
start to shoot a little bit just mid-show. Do you remember this?
Yeah, but it was just I was just sitting there going, that's bizarre. Like I thought that would have been quite a memorable thing, and I just forgot.
What other guests have we had on? We've had Dill on when he was living with
Dill and Lucas.
Dill would have been on. When we were during the COVID our second year, 2021 year, we would have had a few. PC come on, didn't he? PC come on for
that
one.
wouldn't have been very memorable.
Nah,
It
no.
was extremely memorable.
No, not on the family one.
Sucking on the
Harry
votes.
Harry Grant would have been on. Cheese would have been on, of course.
Yeah.
Buzz Rothfield.
Yeah, he.
Hogarth. Yeah, there's
That
a
was
few.
last year.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, we're getting all emotional, but
Did I tell you this last week about? I told you about the call I got from Buzz.
Buzz
I
Rothfield.
told you.
No, I don't think
Cool.
so.
Well, I got 2 calls. When I was in Paris and Buzz filled in on the Family Podcast, first call I got from Trish going, is there anything you need to tell me? About what? Do you know? Anything you need to tell me? I don't think so. Oh, we just had Buzz on and
He alluded.
and Cooper and Jack asked him, do you ever bury information about someone? He goes, oh, yeah. I've buried miles of stuff. I've got a dossier on your old man. And I went, Trish, I'd say no. I'd say that's Buzz's sort of sense of humour. Anyway, straight after hang up, Buzz rings me. And I said, mate, you've been digging the dirt on me. And he goes, oh, no, mate, I was only mucking around. But, mate, I was just ringing to say, can I just say, mate, your missus is an outstanding sort. That's what Buzz. So you are.
You never told me that.
You're Buzz.
No, I didn't. It's the first time I've told you. So you are approved by Buzz Rothfield.
I know where you told that. You told that on the Alex Twal podcast, which is coming out on Monday. You told Alex Twal. Not that Twiley was interested in it at all, but
Yeah,
you
why
did
would
tell
you
it.
say that?
I just come up in context somewhere, didn't it?
I don't think it did. I really don't think it
Trish,
did.
he's showing you off. He's showing you off.
Yeah.
Other people like the motherfucking pterodactyl, all right?
Yeah. Man, I'm showing you off, babe. I'm proud of you.
And if you think Jack had zingers these days, wait till we'll dig up some of these old family podcasts and put them together.
That could be an entire episode.
Mate, Jack had some stinkers.
And the best was like, because we're trying to get Gav on for the back end of the year. The best part was like in the room we had Gav, and he knew when they'd happened too. And I'd say them, no one else would laugh, but in the corner, Gav was laughing by himself.
Gav was our first producer.
Yeah.
On the
Gav's
family
doing
podcast.
really good. He runs a continuous call now. He's the host. And
We're
he
catching up with him in a couple of weeks.
And he calls on 2GB. I tell you, have a listen to him, people. He's a terrific fella.
He
He
sounds
is a
like a terrific
great
fella.
bloke.
But let me tell you something. Underneath all that shit, a horrific human being.
He is so not.
Yeah.
He's
Dirtbag.
one
Really
of
good
the
fella,
best.
other than the homicides.
Well,
That's it.
absolute big dirtbag.
While we're on good people,
Love you,
right?
Gav.
The introductory question today is, if you were going to invite 3 people to dinner, dead or alive, an old doozy this one, who would it be and why? Who wants to kick us off?
I'll go. I went with my first pick was Bruce Lee. I'd just be keen to see what he was
Random.
like.
Oh, you stole mine.
Actually,
No,
Jack, pretty
Far
sure
from
it's...
it, I'm pretty sure.
well, I'd like to know. I chose All Dead because I'd really be keen to see if the stories about him are true, whether he is a bit of a Steven Seagal, quite delusional, and then beat to his own drum a bit. Then I went Robin Williams because obvious reasons. Great.
He's on mine too.
Yeah, Robin Williams is a good pick. He's just someone that you know, if you bring to a party, he's just going to run the room.
I just want to hug him.
Quite dark, though. I don't think he'd be as funny in real life. I think
No, I think
No,
he is.
I think in a public setting he would.
Yeah.
I just hope he sings Angels. That's all I care at
it's a
the end
good,
of the meal.
bloody good
It's a
song.
good
You're
song.
an
That's a
idiot.
great song by Robin Williams.
Robbie.
And then my last pick is Frank Sinatra. Not because of the music. I really like to suss out his gang affiliations, the mafia affiliations.
heavy.
'Cause
I
there's-
think it's runs.
I reckon the
through.
FBI has like all these dossiers on him.
Massively.
It's crazy.
How he got the start, Jake. He was an actor way back. Do you remember the movie From Here to Eternity? He was the star in that.
Was
You know,
that-
No,
was
I'm
that
not that
was
old,
that black
honey.
and white?
No,
Yeah,
it was,
pretty
it was
much,
black and white.
probably.
No, but Trish,
Matt showing his age.
it's an incredibly famous movie.
I've
You know,
never
the rolling
heard.
around on the beach icon. Sinatra, that was Sinatra. Then Sinatra became unemployable. He was like real cheesy and sort of fallen out of fashion. But then he lent on the mob, and the mob got him jobs and got him a singing career. And
Is there some reference to him? Oh no, I'm thinking Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons. I think there was some influence there as well.
there's some
Was Sinatra Italian?
Yeah.
Italian
Sounds
heritage.
Us Italians, man. We got some dark meat on those.
Yeah,
birds.
old,
Yeah, but we look after each other.
Pterodactyl. All right.
We don't know enough Italians. We don't have enough Italian ties. Like I feel like the best part of being Italian is that like
Having all the
if
cousins.
you needed something done, like or you needed a body buried, I feel like if I
You
had
got
access,
me.
shit, please.
Hey,
You'd be the body that needs to be buried.
don't worry. Hey, believe me, we don't need the Italians. I'll get some people to bury bodies
Yeah,
for you.
Cessnock.
I'll just give you their name.
Yeah, but we get caught. We get caught
Chucky
from-
McCoy.
I know, I'm a catastrophist. I know I'd get caught. I'd just do something stupid, leave fingerprints somewhere.
Anyone else want to run in?
Yeah,
Go on.
I am Robin Williams, as Jack just said. And then my other two, mine are all past, is Matt's grandma, June,
Yep.
because I think she would love
To meet Robin Williams.
Robin Williams.
She did love him. She loved Mork from Mork.
And my third person is my mum.
Yeah.
Because Dad would be fine with that. Like I felt a bit bad, like, oh, if I date Dad. But your mum and my mum and your grandma were so tight.
Oh, yeah.
Like they were so tight, and they just understood each other. And my mum had why are you looking at me like that, Cooper?
I was just laughing about something. Sorry.
No, because my mum had, till the day she died, had a very strong Italian accent. Like a lot of people couldn't understand her. But ironically, June could.
Yep.
And then Matt's grandma had motor neurons, so her speech became impaired. So your mum, Matt, used to be amazed. She said, Trish, your mum and June sit there and have this conversation and understand everything, which...
Just body language.
Yeah, it's amazing. So they were really tight. And Dad would be fine with me picking mum, because you know when you ring your house, well, you wouldn't because you're boys, but every girl and every father will understand this. When you ring your parents' home and the father answers, he automatically goes, I'll just get your mother.
Mm-hmm.
They all do that automatically. That's universal.
Kind of a morbid take on a fun question. But
What do you mean?
We got there in the end. Thanks for sharing that.
Well, I've gone...
It's supposed to be a bit more of a fun, uplifting question. I didn't know it was going to go towards, two deceased family members. And
Well, you said dead or
Really-
alive. That was always going to happen,
I
mate.
know. I thought it was going to be a bit funner though. Dad,
Okay, I've gone June as well. I've gone June as well because given the fact that she loved food.
Yes.
Just loved food. Absolutely loved it. We used to get there, and what she used to do for me and Andrew was just incredible. We would jump on the bus at Cessnock and we would travel down. We'd go watch a movie in the morning. Then we go to Big Owl's, which was sort of a hamburger
yum.
place.
That place was awesome.
Near the Tower Cinemas. Then we go watch a movie in the afternoon as well.
Oh, double up.
We'd double up, and because there was no movie theatre in Cessnock. We were an hour to get down, so we just made the most of it. So June. Secondly, Liam Gallagher, because I reckon her and Liam Gallagher would get on famously.
You know what?
Who's Liam Gallagher?
Liam Gallagher.
yeah,
I think he'd be really cute with June.
Yeah, I do too.
Because June was a tiny lady.
I think he's giving way too much of a rap. I think he would be despicable.
I think
know.
he'd be fantastic.
I really do.
We know him, Cooper.
And who's your last one, Dad?
And my last one, I've got three blokes going to interchange here on the interchange bench. I'm going Brian Carney, Phil Bailey, and my brother Andrew.
That doesn't work. That doesn't work.
Okay, I'll go Andrew. I'll go brother Andrew.
there you go.
Wow.
That's a weird one.
Yeah, well, he had an afternoon with Andrew. They feel like he did it the
I'll
other
talk
day.
about it later, man.
I'm going to ask you about that after I'm done doing my one, okay? My three. Harry
Diss
Grant.
you.
Harry
Grant, for obvious reasons.
That's shit. That's shit. You could go see him tomorrow.
Exactly.
That's a shit pick.
No,
The listeners, Coop, they're going to pick you off for that.
Yeah,
They're going
a
to
lot of
pepper
our
you.
listeners hating how much we talk about Harry Grant.
Yeah.
Do they?
But mainly me.
Mainly you.
Guess what? He's my best mate, so you can sit on a you know what. I'm going to talk about it as many times as I want.
Me and Joey actually called him the other night from Joey's place.
Yeah, something tells me you would have called a lot of people because you were a serial ringer and a dribbler as soon as you have a drink.
Nat has become the person that we used to talk about.
Yeah, Dad's become
Good
the person.
stuff? Like
Dad's
God?
become the
No,
person
not a good one.
who'll ring like teammates of mine, and they'll let it ring out, and then text me going, "Is your dad on the drink? He's trying to ring me."
Well, if it's a Friday or Saturday night, chances are.
Number
Or
two,
Tuesday.
Theo Von,
Don't know who that is.
comedian, fellow podcaster / comedian in the US. Mm-hmm. Give yourselves a favor, watch some of his stuff. Very funny.
Do you want
He'd
to
be
tell
going,
us?
thank you very much, Cooper.
Do you want to tell the yarn, Coop, that Dad said?
You've
I've
already
told it.
You've
have
told
we?
it.
Yeah, I'd prefer not retell all.
Oh,
of it.
okay.
And then number three, Snoop D or Double G, Snoop Dogg.
Oh,
Hey, how about him? The AFL got him for the grand final.
They get great entertainment guests.
well, they do it.
They
do
get it.
I got mail on who's going to be at the NRL Grand Final.
Oh, no.
No,
Wait,
wait.
your heart out AFL, Tim O'Matic.
Piss off. I'm
only joking.
Oh, right.
Who do we want?
He means you. Nah, the
Do you know what? You know who they should get? And they're touring?
Oasis.
ACDC.
Yeah,
Tricia cops you mega.
Yeah.
Tricia,
Yeah, but they're an Aussie band.
There you go.
One song, that's all we'd need.
yeah, but do you know what? To play and like when you like, let's say for instance, like we do the previews, like Fox Sports will do those
And
things.
you have
Like
that
last
bit of
week on
song.
Indigenous Round, they have a song.
Yeah.
To actually play an ACDC for just one song in one of those things costs
Yeah.
a mountain of money.
Mate, they're not even like if you want to put up this is a niche reference, but if you're putting up a post on Instagram, you want to put music with it, they've got the rights. They don't even have their songs on Instagram.
No,
That's how.
Yeah.
Yeah, I spoke to someone recently who does a lot of the promos for the game, the NRL, and they can do and even ads, TV and whatnot. There's all these bands that they can use, like pretty much anyone, just for one-off promos, 30-second, 15-second TV ads, but they can't touch David Bowie and they can't touch AC/DC.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, Trish, great pick. Akadaka would probably be the only person that would upstage Snoop Dogg in Australia, but I don't. The AFL, they get great entertainment. Like
How much do you reckon he's going to get?
Oh, he'd have to get at least a milli vanilli, wouldn't he?
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truck full of weed, I reckon, too.
No, it'd
Potentially.
be way more than $1 million. Like he'd be.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I said
I
at
wonder,
least.
I wonder if he's going through like a nasty divorce or something. He only did the Super Bowl a few years ago.
Yeah. But you know what? Oftentimes and that's what's been happening, and that's what the AFL is good at. They'll target acts who are then coming to tour. Katy Perry, she was coming to tour. She's just been. So Robbie Williams, he came in the October for the following season of. I'd say Snoop's probably going to.
Why do we struggle then?
Do a tour.
Why does the NRL struggle?
I just think it's money.
Yeah.
I think it's the decision that we do our pre-game a little bit different to theirs.
I don't think they prioritise it.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't think it's a priority for them, and it should be.
Yeah.
Different culture too.
Very
Fans, different culture. Like they're a bit more accepting to younger acts, I would say, in the AFL.
No, I think it's totally the opposite.
Well, not younger, but I mean, like they're more
Funky.
Well, they're willing to go outside the barriers a little bit. The NRL can be a bit like if they don't do like a rock that's well known.
Yeah.
It's sort of like in the NRL there are so many like different demographics. It's hard to please everyone.
Yeah, I reckon they've probably thought a bit old school with the entertainment, where it's like, let's get some Aussie rock legends rather than looking at a bigger picture.
So I thought Kid Leroy was good last year.
Yeah, I thought he was good.
Yeah, I thought he was really good.
He was one of the better takes done. But again, do they even air it? I don't even know if they air it on the telly. Is it just,
because I watched
they did.
it.
They
did. They did.
But they put that much smoke in front of him, no one could see him.
But it was televised badly.
Yeah.
Oh,
wasn't.
no.
It's hard
And the stage was tiny.
Well, that's the hardest part too. The rectangular stadium doesn't like the MCG every year at the AFL during the day too. Like, I would love to have a day NRL grand final. I would love it.
Oh man, they were
People,
the
send
best.
us some messages of who you'd like to see.
Great solicit, Trish.
Unbelievable.
That's very good.
That's why I married her.
That's
That's the motherfucking pterodactyl.
That's it.
Okay, and then we'll send it through to Peter and Andrew.
Who's that?
Oh,
Valandis and Abner. Yeah, sure. Yeah, we'll bother them with that. I'm pretty sure they got other stuff on their plate.
Hey,
They have
on
two
that
new teams
note,
coming in.
The other day, who was it, Jacko? You said, was it Jayden Brailey who played his 150 game and got a message?
Yeah, we did a prank a few years back on Jayden Brailey.
We won't say what it's about.
I won't go into the depth of what it was. There is a fantastic story in the NRL underworld about how Jayden Brailey did something to a season of the NRL. I'm not going to go into details what it was, about something that Jayden Brailey accidentally did.
You can say what sort of season it was though.
It was the 2021 season. It was it's a very. I don't want to go into any more detail. No. It's a great underworld story. Anyone that knows Jayden Brailey, ring him and ask him what happened. And then later on that year, me and Matthew decided to prank him as a member of the NRL, Andrew Abdo. And then yesterday, pretty much a couple of days ago, actually, he texted me. I woke up to a text in the morning and he's got a message. Congratulations on your 150th NRL game, Jayden. What an incredible achievement, yada, yada, yada. Andrew Abdo. He didn't reply to it and messaged me straight away going, this sounds like a John's prank to me. But it actually was. It actually was Andrew Abdo. So he double-checked.
Yeah, we double-checked. I had his number. And it's actually
That's
him.
a nice touch by the... and
then we got on a roll and we did Campbell Graham and then Johnny Sutton.
Yeah,
we've told those ones.
But if you know Jayden Brailey, it's not my story to tell. It's Jayden's for when he wants to tell it, when he retires. Give him a ring and try and get the story.
You're a better friend than me. I would have outed the shit out of him.
We G'd him up. He was so rattled, he actually had to pull the car over on the side of the road and just sit there.
Like he didn't crash it.
Then he told his parents-in-law were in the car apparently. So,
Matthew, week 5 of using the Good Day multivitamin. How are you enjoying it?
Mate, Coops still charging along. Lost another kilo. Lost another kilo.
Another one.
As I said, mate, get up in the morning. I've given coffee the heave-ho.
Yeah.
And I get up in the morning and take that, particularly the passion fruit one. The passion fruit one is the creme de la creme.
You love passion fruit.
I love passion fruit. Passion fruit's good for hair follicles. It might help you grow your hair back.
Isn't this a sliding doors moment? I'm the only person in the house who's finally got less hair on their head than you, and you're finally throwing stones.
I've got too much hair.
Yeah, I know.
No, but mate, really, really good.
Actually,
trainer's going great.
I actually have I gave it a crack this week in the mornings for radio because I don't have a coffee until I get into radio. I've been and I find I'm quite tired driving in. I crack one of them open. I drink it on the drive in. Boss, energetic. I find I only need one coffee now here in the morning. 'Cause I usually been pumping about 3 piccolos.
And you know, Coop, I know sometimes when you take multivitamins as like tablets, I sort of go, I'm not sure. But I just find with me doing it via the drink, I don't know whether it's sort of like works better or whatnot, but I'm having the best results that I've had from taking multivitamins in the past.
Well, one of our listeners, Tony, shout out to Tones, he actually got in touch saying he's been giving it a red hot crack since you've been on it. And he finds when he comes to the weekend, he actually he feels like he's earned his beers on the weekend, which, some people earn it by doing, exercise, but Tony feels like he's earned it by giving it a red hot crack.
Well, it's funny you say that, Coops, right? Because what I would do, oftentimes I would train up till Friday. But then on Friday, I'd start having a few beers and I wouldn't train the next day. There's one thing about it. I'm actually bound to train through. So I'll have a few beers on the Friday night or the Saturday night. I'll get up the next day, have the multivitamin, and train.
Well, you're a machine. Mate.
I am
a machine.
Is he man or machine?
I don't know.
Maybe he's both.
And head to begoodhealth.com.au if you want it. Use code Johns 10% off, or if you're a subscriber, 20%. Back to the podcast. Okay, let's go to something juicy. I haven't even asked you about it because I wanted you to hear it first on the podcast. You and Uncle Joey had a beer together on the weekend. First time in a long time since the breaking of bread. How was it?
It was awesome. We had the best time. So we went to his Happy Hunting Ground, the Clovelly, iconic pub there in the eastern suburbs. There was myself, Joey, Andrew Webster, the journalist, my mate Gibbo.
He's also a journalist.
A journalist as well. And then Fletch called through just briefly. So, mate, we had a really good crew. Fantastic. Had a great time. Then also with the Clovelly, mate, as it starts to push closer towards 6 o'clock, it jams up, gets busy. Yeah. So I said to Joey, let's just go back to your joint. So me and brother Andrew just went back to Joey's place and we just sat there and watched the football. And, mate, as we were leaving, we embraced and we went out. I went on my way.
A couple more details because you're being very vague. It was only you and Andrew at his house? No one else came?
Just us.
No, the girls were in the snow.
So no, but I mean like Webby and all that. So
just us.
Oh, and the girls are at the snow.
Yeah. So tell us about what sort of stuff are you guys? Because you haven't spent a lot of time together as of the last couple of years. What are you talking about? What are the conversations? Let us be a fly on the wall.
Well, look, I'm not going to go into all the conversations, but one of the things was that we both acknowledged how we could have been better in situations.
Very good.
Really?
Me in particular.
That's reflection.
I was like, I just said to him, he was saying, like some of the stuff that was in the papers, I said, like, Joey, from my angle, I thought a lot of it was funny. And he was sort of on a different plane and we sort of explained ourselves like that. And then there was sort of other things we were chatting about, which is sort of nobody's business, but family. And we just thought through a lot of stuff. And
FYI, we are family, so what is it?
Yeah, but
I think he's talking about everyone listening.
Right.
I'm sure YouTube didn't get a run.
Yes. No, it didn't actually. We'll sit and watch the football. And then we're sitting there and we just went, once we run out of things to say, we're like, all right, let's start calling some people. So we rang Harry Grant. He picked up. We rang Wayne Bennett. He didn't pick up because when Joe
that was
and
the
I,
night before his game.
when we're players, sometimes like on our Mad Mondays, we get blind drunk. Just go back to one of our places and just call and have we go, righto, who's going to pick up first? It'll be Lotto, righto. We're going to call Brian Smith, was a coach, Phil Gould. Or Wayne Bennett, right? I put your money on who's going to answer first, mate. Whenever you called Gus, and we could call Gus at 4 a.m. in the morning, 2 rings, and he's
really,
on the phone.
Really,
yep.
The man that doesn't sleep.
Is he he's one of those night owls, one of those creatives who they sit there and they
he'd
just
get on,
think.
and we would, mate. Honestly, we'd talk sometimes to Gus on the phone at that time for about an hour and a half.
Wow. Who else you FaceTime that night then?
That night, Sam Newman.
That's a different one.
Sammy.
Did he answer?
Yeah.
And can I ask, what are their reactions? Because knowing what you and Joey can be like after 4 hours of drinking, I imagine you wouldn't have been in a great state. Were they like shocked? Were they like, oh?
So Joey was like, mate, you do it on your, he was doing some on his, I was doing some on mine. I said, come on, we'll do, able to say Sam, and you get someone and they go, "Hey, Matty, how you going, mate? G'day." And then Joey just come over the shoulder and they go, "Oh, holy shit, here we go."
It would have been because it'd be that surprise. I remember like Harry would have just been like, "What the
So
hell
you're
is going
actually
on?"
FaceTiming.
Yeah, FaceTime.
Look at you like one
Mate.
of the crazy young kids.
FaceTiming's the only way. I sometimes when I'm out having a beer, and I actually did this. I was up the Gold Coast on the weekend. I'll go to the bathroom, not even pee or poo. I'll just lock myself in a toilet.
And
I'll
FaceTime?
sit down and I'll just FaceTime some of the boys.
Wonder what the bouncers are thinking.
Weird. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know. I've sat in a toilet once for like 35 minutes because it's just too chaotic out there. I get a little
Want
bit
a bit of
flustered.
time away.
I go in and I just start talking to the boys like, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm just in the I'm in the
Toilet?
club toilet." You shitting? No, my jeans are on. Seats down.
Jimmy Barnes. I think we did Jimmy.
Did he pick up?
Yeah, I should go and get my phone because I've got them all there. I just forgot a lot of them.
It's all right.
Jimmy?
I'll tell you what, you do it most weekends. So next week we'll read out all of your calls for a Saturday night. Yeah, you've been notorious. Can I quickly bring up some of the Gold Coast stories? I was up there watching Sammy Verrills, friend of the potty. He's just had a little baby girl. So I was,
Lucinda.
visiting her. And he was also playing his 100th game. And Brandon Smith, 150 games. So shout out to a few friends of the potty. But I was up there just to be a good friend. Also caught up with a couple of the mob, the Melbourne Old Boys. As we're a collective, the Melbourne Old Boys, we all get together. I went and watched the Burleigh Bears play. Coley Geyer, son of Buffer, Matt Geyer, who kicked the goal in the 99 grand final and tells everyone about it most weekends. He was there watching Cole. Cameron Smith.
Was he? Smithy.
Smithy was there, the GOAT. Jeremy Smith.
Oh, Jeremy, I haven't seen Jeremy for years.
Oh, he shout out to Jezza. He's coaching Runaway Bay.
It's a great name.
Runaway Bay.
It's like an A-grade team down there. Jezza was coaching
It's
them.
a great name.
Yeah. And it was good to catch up with everyone. Went around
Sister
there.
Club of Cessnock, Runaway Bay.
Oh, really?
Used to be a what?
Sister Club of Cessnock.
Yeah, but I don't know, PNG, the Hunters team used to be playing out of there as well.
Yeah, Runaway Bay.
Yeah, Coop, also, if you could, give Brandon a text of this and see if he got a message from Andrew Abdo on his 150th. Because Jayden Brailey got one. We know he's got one. I wonder if
Sammy got
I wonder
one.
if
Maybe
Brandon checked
He
his
might
phone.
have got a couple of texts from Andrew Abdo.
Yeah. Let's not go there, but okay, Jack, I'll make sure. Yeah. Yeah, that message might have been received by a whole different person, too. Anyway, yes. The less we know, the better. Does anyone else have anything?
Is the Festival of Trish over?
No,
We
it's
have
still
had
going.
2 weeks of the Festival of Trish.
No, it's still continuing.
Yeah. So
There's people I still need to catch up with.
let's talk through the Festival of Trish so far. So, when did it begin? Your birthday? Actually, before your birthday. The
Well, not really, no,
the
we
surprise
did
party you put
yours.
on was part of the Festival of Trish.
No, it wasn't a surprise party. It was just a few of the neighbours in
But it was-
to
Yeah,
but
surprise you for your birthday.
Well, that's called a surprise party.
Oh, wow.
If someone's surprised.
You're surprised.
Yeah, technically it was. It was a street surprise party.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was a huge thing. There was like 200 people there. And if people are listening who weren't invited, sucked in, clearly you weren't in the top 200. No, there was about 15. But Trish was up in the Gold Coast as
I
well
went
on the weekend. And may I just add, so Trish is up there seeing her friend Rebecca and Brett Frizzell, who are the owners of the Titans, right? And Sam on the Saturday he's doing his jersey presentation where they, it's a very intimate setting. You get your family in there and they
Yeah,
present
Kimberly
you with
and Marky were there.
Yep, they present you and his partner Tegan. They present you with your jersey. You get up, quite an emotional thing. Trish texted me that morning, "You going to come to Sam's jersey presentation?" And I thought, she goes, "I'm going to watch." And I was like, and I sort of
I was
shot back.
invited.
And I sort of shot back a text, not by Sam. That's the main thing. You were invited by the owners of the Titans. So I sent back a little, hoping she'd get the message saying, I saw Sammy yesterday. It's quite an intimate thing, just family. I probably won't head up. I'll see him at the game tomorrow.
Little hint.
Thinking that she'd pick up what I was putting down. Trish goes, "Oh, all right. Well, I might catch up with you later." Anyway, I'm watching the jersey presentation, which they released on Instagram like a couple of hours later. Trish is just kind of sitting in the corner. Sammy goes up, emotional, embraces the family, and he's like, "Thanks so much, everyone, for making this special. Don't like it about me, but I appreciate your family coming up. Teagues, little Lucy's new daughter." And then he's like, and then he sort of pauses and looks, and Trish is like looking at him and goes, "And Trish, I guess, for coming."
Cute. Hey, don't worry. Marky also thanked me for being there.
Yeah.
It was his dad.
Motherfucking pterodactyl, man.
Well, Mark and Kimberly were excited to see me, I'm sure.
Yeah, sure. At least someone was.
Can we just pull something back there? The pterodactyl thing. Where is this?
I don't know.
Are we back on the first ever podcast?
Jack, you have retracted 6 years in this pod. You keep saying this niche reference that no one has laughed at. You've said it 6 times.
It's got something to do with my last segment.
Oh, okay.
Oh, geez,
Hook and tease.
Hook and. Did anyone else have anything from their week before we move
after
on?
the Gold Coast, they had the Bleach Festival. That experience, it's called Bleach Festival, which ran over a period of a week. But I went to the Hotta, which is the
Did you say Bleach?
art centre up there.
Like
Bleach.
an L?
Yeah,
Right.
it's called the Bleach Festival. I don't know why,
Interesting.
but Experience Gold Coast puts it on, and there was an exhibition at the Hotta. And it was called the Ladies' Lounge, and essentially only ladies were meant to be there. I did see a man get escorted out. I didn't realise why.
Discrimination just exists.
Yeah,
But then I walked in. Think of this: finger painting, but with the VGG.
Right.
So
I didn't do it, obviously, I didn't see anyone doing it.
There's a line there. I'm not going to use it. Right?
Okay. And there was life drawing. So you know the Mona
Lisa.
Gallery in art gallery in Hobart.
Yes.
Well, Mrs. Mona. I'm not sure what her name is.
I don't know what.
There's a husband and wife who set it up.
This last
and
minute.
this is the wife who has put on this display that is touring.
What, the Hotta?
Ladies' Lounge.
The Ladies' Lounge, which is part of Hotta, did you say?
Well, it was the exhibition at Hotta.
Oh, at the Bleach Festival.
Hey,
Trish,
honestly, I'm not speaking anymore. Get lost, all of you.
When you wrote that down on a piece of paper, at what point did you think this is going to be interesting?
Probably the bit with finger painting, but with the vajiji.
Should have just said that then.
Yeah.
Should have just said. When I write things down, sometimes I look at them and go, "Is that interesting to anyone? Is that?" And then you go, "No."
Did they have dancing horses on the beach?
No.
Is that true?
That's all right. Hey, I've got a topic for us three here, right here. All right. Trisha's not talking right now, so I think this one might make her start talking to defend herself. But I've got a question around why is it now? Me and Coop moved back in the house, and I've started to notice, and Jem can do it sometimes too. Sometimes females get this urge to clean, right? Now, I don't know why this is, but like this morning before we get in the podcast room, Trish, Cooper, did you notice Trish started cleaning and she's like, come on guys, let's do this. And we're like, actually, we're just getting ready to hop in.
It's always at the worst times.
It's always at the worst times.
Yes.
She picks the wrong time.
Females, this is a trait of females. I'm not categorizing all females together here, but this is a very great segue. Let's call it, it's our Homeland Insecurity segment,
I was going
right?
to say, please generalise.
Yeah, Homeland Insecurity, right? So Trish, we're sitting there talking about the podcast and Trish is just at the drop of a hat, it was like she was cruising, we're ready to do it. And then just something snapped in her brain. She said, I need to start cleaning everything right now. And she was going, whose shoes are these? And me and Jack are like,
and she's back, people.
And we're like, Trish, it doesn't matter right now. We're about to do a podcast. Like, let's discuss this stuff after. And she's like, I just need to clean.
It's about being time efficient, mate. Now, I didn't clean. All I was doing was clearing your shit from everywhere, actually.
Yeah, cool.
The shit that you have everywhere. Like, Jack Johns, you've got a basket of shoes. You know what? Put them away.
Hey,
Put them away.
But where am I going to put them?
Oh, I don't care.
They're in the basket.
I don't care. Not in the main living area. We don't need to see your shoes.
What?
Put your things in your room.
If you're in a cleaning mood,
I'm not into cleaning.
May I suggest if you're ever in a cleaning mood, maybe start with your teeth, Trish. Because, mate, I'm not kidding. Every now and then I get a bit of sense and I turn to her and she goes, what? I go, you know what it is.
Yeah. Your breath has been kicking lately.
No, actually, it was yesterday, and that was, I knew. I was just, it's the last thing I think of.
Well, it should be the first thing you think of. Get out of bed, get your toothbrush, stick it in your mouth, and
No,
just
it's
whiz
because
it
I've been
around.
drinking all these protein drinks.
I'm proud of you,
No,
Trish. You've just completely skipped the first step, which is denial, and you've gone straight to the
Well, don't
hit
worry.
on the head. I'm proud of you.
Don't worry, Trish. Jack's breath ain't much better. Jack can have some stanky breath.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you reckon? He gets those. You get that breath kicking.
His is his
It's like he's been
sinus and
chewing
throat.
on Tic Tacs all day. Diarrhea Tic Tacs.
Well, I don't agree.
Well, you know what? I've got
Denial.
heartburn at the moment. I think Matt gave it to me.
Is that a thing?
I mean, pinching his rennies.
Heartburn is not contagious.
Well, you know what?
Hard to
I don't
break it
know.
to you.
I mean, your tinea versicolor, I'm pretty sure that's
not
contagious as well.
contagious.
You just keep that
That
to
is
yourself.
contagious.
That is so.
That skin pigmentation that sometimes shows up on your skin.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, that is contagious.
You needed to address it. It's too late.
Because I had it for a bit as well.
Let me tell you now. When you guys all fall asleep tonight, I'm going to go over 2 a.m. in the morning, one by one, and just lay on top of you naked, and then you will get the skin.
I'm pretty sure
versicolor.
there is a law against that.
No.
Is there?
Yeah.
I think naked. Yeah.
Oh, speaking of while we're in Homeland Security as well, it's my anniversary. I'm 6 months free of a ringworm. Finally.
Well done.
6 months.
So proud.
So
Hallelujah.
I'm nearly 2 years done playing rugby league, and the wrestle mats at Newcastle. Those ringworms still hung on to me for about 18 months afterwards. But it's weird. It's coincided at the same time as Gem moving in, so I'm going to say moving in with me. So I'm going to say there's probably a correlation there, but 6 months. So I'm clear.
The boys up in the
It's
night.
clean.
The boys up in Newcastle saying that Jack's ringworm DNA still lives on those wrestle mats.
And they would.
Cooper, you were the first one that had ringworm, actually.
No, I wasn't the first one that had it, and I did see.
No, you had it from Melbourne. You had it before
Yeah.
Jack even had it from Newcastle.
Yeah, I got it first in this family, but patient zero, Tino Far Suomala Aui. And I said it. Bolotino had a farm of ringworms living on the back of his head.
A farm.
What?
Like they were breeding.
That's a warning.
That's why he grew that big mullet out to hide them.
Oh my god, that's
Okay.
a warning to our
Well,
friends.
maybe that's where they were.
Okay, I've got guys. I'm starting to join dots here. Is there anyone at South Sydney who has ringworms? Because I'm starting to think there's a correlation between bottom of the ladder competing for a wooden spoon and ringworms.
Nah, but heaps of the Melbourne boys all get them too.
Oh, okay.
They're pretty
Good to
high
know.
up.
Do you want to
Good
break
to know.
that? Yeah.
But shout out, because with Tino's Ground Zero, let's shout out, look after yourselves, those people in WA, because it could be coming in hot, ringworms into the state.
Why WA?
I think it was making a Perth Bears reference. Trish.
Yeah.
I don't think so. You know what? I
think I was.
Thank you to.
I'll just ignore that. My heartburn. The last time I had heartburn when I was pregnant with Jack, so you better watch out.
Oh,
What, you reckon you could be pregnant?
Just been up at the Gold Coast.
Imagine.
I don't think you'd be menopausal by now, right?
Oh, I'm
No,
sorry.
she would be. Is she 55?
No, she is.
Cooper.
Are you going to bring it?
Cooper.
What?
Like, I'm sorry. Like, when they doused me in chemotherapy,
They don't
Yeah,
douse
Coops.
you.
they doused
Yeah,
me,
yeah,
and
Coops.
then I
Come
had
on,
to
mate.
go on medication for a further 10 years to keep
Yeah.
that estrogen away.
Thanks, Coops. Bring
Nice
it all
work,
back
Yeah,
up again.
dark work.
Good work, Coop.
Thanks, Coops.
Yeah.
Big time.
You low
I
bastard.
don't know if I can go on with the rest of this. That's-
How are we gonna weasel Harry Grant into that segment? Oh.
Okay, here's a change.
It's a listener question from Harry. He asked me to
I
ask
just
that.
want to give a shout out. Sunday night, the Montoyas, Marcelo and Taylor, who came on the show, were fantastic. Oh my God, Taylor is Italian, and she is honestly could be Trish's twin. The way
Do you reckon?
she talks, yep, everything could be the twin.
Yeah, she's a firecracker.
What, we look?
I've seen that.
Oh, she's
Only no,
Quicker
not so
than me.
much look, but just demeanor, how you
Attitude.
talk, when you just get winding up. I was sitting on the couch and she started on Marcella, and I'm going, fucking hell, they're going to tee off here. It actually was teetering on.
Yeah, she's very funny. She's
Very
very,
funny.
funny. I've watched some of their stuff before, and I just pissed myself laughing. She's a lot more animated than Trish, though. In the Italian, like I think she's a lot more like.
Oh, I'm
like
sorry.
Trish-
When I
Trish
was
can
animated,
flare.
I got bagged.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry,
no,
Daniel.
but you know, like you just got to push back against the bagging.
Yeah, you
I
know
know,
what?
just
I
don't go back
I just
into your
need to
shell.
live a life.
So she's Italian, but she's from an area now which is in Croatia because of the shifting borders. But nonetheless, Italiano.
Oh, Italian.
Poor old Marcelo, I was looking at him just going, mate, oh no. Mate, I know.
You were loving it so much because you've been in those shoes before, haven't you, Brad?
I am in those shoes.
Yeah, still. I know. How big are those shoes?
Size 10.5.
Tiny.
Hey, predicament. Dad, do you have a predicament of the week today?
Yeah, I do.
Those people that don't remember predicament of the week, if you're a new listener, old segment, Dad basically gives a scenario, a predicament, and we have to choose.
It's a new twist on an old favourite, as Hammy likes to say.
It's
Right,
just the same segment. You've done.
Sorry, yeah, it is actually. It's exactly the same. This one is in relation. This is almost like a bit of a tribute to Ozzy Osbourne because it made me think the other day. If you think about the life that Ozzy has left, I jumped in an Uber on the way back from Uncle Joey's place, and we're having a chat to the bloke, and he was from Birmingham. We was talking about Ozzy Osbourne, and he said to me, "Fucking hell, Matty, didn't he jam some stuff into his life?" And I said, "He certainly did." I said, I asked the Uber driver, I said, "Here's the question. If you could live the most filled life, full of fun, love, craziness, etc., good times, and die at 64, would you take that, or would you live a far more subdued life, quiet, peaceful, and live till 94? which would you take?
Yeah, it just depends on the rate of happiness.
I think that's a question that a lot of people don't ask themselves enough. Because once you start hitting those, like what Aussie got to 75, which is I think incredible innings.
Incredible,
for him, like the way he lived
good
his
genetics,
life. Great genetics. Birmingham and. But yeah, I
are
don't
you
know.
alone? Are you with your partner?
So you're saying,
are you happy? Are you not? There's too many variables.
Basically, what you're saying is, do we sacrifice 30 years but live a hard, good life?
Yeah, live a life like you think about Ozzy Osbourne, right? The life he's led, the people he's met, the great times, the festivals, the drink, all that sort of stuff. Do you, and dying in your 70s, do you take that, or do you want to live another 20, 30 years of just peaceful, quiet, subdued,
There's
maybe
nothing
living
wrong
in the
with
country?
peaceful.
I know that, Trish, but geez, that can get boring.
Yeah, I think it like
and lonely.
It's reflection on people's.
I think it's mainly loneliness.
Reflection on people's personalities, right? I'm someone that would say I've said 65. I'd take the Ozzy Osbourne route because I would probably get bored after a while. I like having a combination of both of those lifestyles when I pick and choose, but I think if I was only to live that peaceful lifestyle, I would get too antsy. I wouldn't be able to, I'd get too bored.
Personally, I look and go, I don't want to go that hard now because I want to stay youthful for longer. You know what I mean by that? Like, I don't want to get to like 40 and feel like I'm 50 or 60 because
you've hit yourself so hard.
I hit myself so hard. That's my biggest fear. Like, I get the fact that you're going to eventually be quite depleted and quite, fragile. But I would like to try and hold that off as long as I can.
Talking about hitting yourself for 6, should we just explain the Cessnock Port that is just there?
So why don't we talk about a bloke that's lived hard for a very,
and
very...
we had Gail and Gaz visit.
We did. Yeah. Talking about living hard.
Yeah. So Gail and Gaz, obviously, we've spoken a lot of stories about Gail and Gaz over the last 6 years of this podcast, but Gaz came down to actually...
Is there any port in it?
See Andrew. There is port in it, but the cork's broken, so he can't pull it out. But the Cessnock Goannas, he's brought us a... What do you call this?
This is the Premier Port.
That used to be a thing.
Yeah, it just used to be a big thing.
Pottery... jug things.
But that Premier Port is celebrating all the grand finals that Cessnock Goannas won in the Newcastle Rugby League over the years.
Up until 1977, because that's when they gave it to Gaz.
That's right. So this is 1977.
That port from 1977?
Cessnock won 3 grades in 77, won 3rd grade, reserve grade and 1st grade. Big day for the club. And
Where'd you play?
The Premier Port.
Was that
number one sports ground?
I probably saw all the tooting cars driving by my house.
Yep, that's right.
Tooting cars or toot and
no,
cars?
They toot. They used to toot after the grand final with their streamers. I didn't know what it was all about.
But Gaz, and I must say, it was entertaining. He sat there, went through all the names on the back of the port saying, mate, Donnie Schofield did this. It was actually entertaining. Some of the stories he was saying. I found it entertaining.
I thought you were taking the piss.
No,
no, I'm joking.
I was entertained.
No, there was what was very entertaining, and this is a good insight into people. Like some of the players that were actually playing in the 40, 50 premiership winning side, also whilst playing for Cessnock in a localized comp, were also representing like their state and country, Australia.
That's right.
Because back then you could be picked, you could just be playing A grade and then also get picked for Australia.
The difference between the Sydney competition, which was so strong, which now is the NRL, of course, with the Broncos, Newcastle, and that, but the NRL competition and country football, particularly some of those big leagues like the Newcastle competition was minuscule. And so you could play for Cessnock and represent Australia. So Gaz had a story about, I think it was 1946 grand final, where an icon of Cessnock, a fella called Don Schofield, and Don represented Australia, and he was captain coach of Cessnock. He was out for most of the year, and they played Maitland in the grand final, and Gaz told a story that he turned up, Donnie, with crutches, and they went, well, he's definitely not going to play, he's still injured, and then went in the sheds, got rid of the crutches, came on and led him onto the field, and they belted Maitland, said that they were rattled.
That just gave me a mad, like, if you're a coach of a team and you had this really important player that was in doubt, but you knew he was already going to play, you'd ask him to come in crutches and then toss him to the floor.
It wasn't
quite dramatic.
It wasn't even hurt. He wasn't
he wasn't injured at all.
But my favourite part of that is Gaz brought this Cessnock Port down, drove it all the way down, said, I've got something for the potty studio. I think it'll look great, which it does. We're going to sit it right here all the time. And we love Gaz. We love who's brought it. And he goes, mate, I still think there's some port in there. Why don't you pull the cork out? This is after an hour and a half of Gazza like building it up. It meant so much to him. It was such a gesture. And I go to pull the cork out, and I must have pulled a little too hard. The top of the cork rips off, and the bottom half of the cork is stuck in the thing. And Gaz, I make eye contact with Gaz, and I go, oh no. And Gaz goes, oh, fuck. And he goes, oh, give it here. Let me have a look. And then I guess I gave it to him, and Jack was like, oh no. Like you can see it hurt him. And he just pushed the cork back in and then like pretended like it didn't break. He was like, there you go, perfect.
Well, mate, Mum and Dad would have about 40 of those. The Peter Sterling port, the Wally Lewis port. That honestly, ports for this, ports for that.
There's heaps. There's lots of them out there.
And I enjoy a good port. Do you enjoy
like
a port?
a
I
port?
love a
No,
port
I don't.
after dinner.
You always what? So can you say what
Too
is
sweet
exactly
for
a
me.
port? Is it like a
It's
dessert
a fortified
wine?
Yeah, it's a
wine.
fortified dessert wine.
Yeah,
as such.
You've always ordered a port after dinner. Like you love it.
There's the one to get. It's the grandfather port.
Yeah.
Get that one. It's very, very good and made delicious.
Mad Monday rule. I don't want to point specifics, but at one of the clubs I was at, Mad Monday rules. If you rock up late to the time Mad Monday started, okay, you had to scull two glasses of port. Yeah, for every hour you were late.
No, see
so
that
I'd seen a few blokes spew up their guts in the first few minutes.
we
of Mad Monday.
had the same rule. Jesse Bromwich used to run it fireball instead of port, but every half an hour you were late, and then every 10 minutes after that half an hour at a double. I was 4 hours late one day because I was in the hospital with Harry Grant, who had a little bit of a trip
That's
up
right.
the night before.
I was there just a few days before that.
Yes, you
actually.
were. He had a little bit of a. We went out, and then he ended up in hospital. Anyway,
who was it?
Not too much details. Hey,
Who was in hospital?
Harry.
Who?
Harry Grant.
Stop it.
Way to break up a good story.
Yeah.
And then I've had to delay and come back. And I thought the boys will look after me because I've been in hospital with one of our teammates looking after him because someone had to drive him back home. Nah. Jay Brom had like 8 fireball shots ready for me. And I got to like the 6th one, and I go, I don't know if I can have this. And then he shout out, he got the last 2, and he was like, "Don't worry, my bro, you did good." And then he scolded my bro.
Mate, some of the Mad Monday stories, that used to happen when we were there as well. If you turned up late, they're waiting for you with spirits to drink. One Mad Monday, you've just reminded me of a Mad Monday story. It is so good. One of my first ever Mad Mondays, because you play on a Sunday and you just go out and you just go straight into Monday. And I was like about 18, 19, and we turn up there at Mad Monday. And we're all standing in this bar at the ground, and everyone is that hungover and rattled. And one of the boys I played with was a fishmonger. And so he'd been up first thing in the morning, and he'd been scaling fish, gutting fish, and turned up with an apron just covered in fish guts, and walked in, and everyone literally just sparked like just simultaneously. Blokes started dry reaching and spewing.
Can I ask as well, and like Trish, you chime in with this too, because you would have seen some good costumes over the years. But obviously now all of Mad Mondays is typically dress up. Were they always dress up back in your day as well? Like
not so much, Coops.
Oh, the Mondays were not the Sunday night. But you'd come home to get changed for the Monday.
So it sort of happened at the back end, but the first couple of times, nah.
just rock up in your ones.
Just rock up in your gear. I never knew what.
Dress up is so fun.
The first one I ever went to, I had no idea what I was going to. They said, "Oh, mate, got it for Mad Monday," and I was like, "What?" It was 1990. I'm going, "What?" And they said, "Oh, mate, everyone gets there. No one's going to be late." And I just turned up and went, holy fuck, what about this? Like, one of the blokes turned up late. They had drinks for him while he was in there. They went out, got his card, tipped it on his head.
Oh.
I was just thinking, they grabbed one bloke, dragged him out in the middle of the ground, just staked him out for 6 hours. He ended up going to hospital.
No way.
And I was just going, this is just awesome. This is just...
That is good. Is there any Mad Monday costumes that come to mind as the best that you've ever seen?
No.
The boys did love one year. I bought a full Salvation Army a suit that a person had died in. That was.
How do you know that they died in?
Because the corpse.
They were way too. It was way too small, and someone said that. I'm not going to go into the details of that part, but I knew someone had died in it. It was then donated, and then I proceeded to put a wig on and dressed up as the cat from Kiss. With a
I saw that one.
with a dead guy's suit on.
Yeah,
So that was a good hit. The best one, actually, I'll tell you what, I've seen plenty of good warnies get around. Have you seen a few warnies? Oh,
Yeah.
Seen a few warnies.
What about you, Big Am? Have you heard any? Come
One that's hit my just memorable Mad Mondays. After we won the comp in '97, I remember we're all standing there, just again rattled. We went fancy dress there, and then I heard Joey just going, "Yeah, look who I've got," and walked in with Daniel Johns.
Oh.
And Daniel was just so young at the time, and he was just standing there like he's just
He was 17, wasn't he?
yeah. He was right.
And who, like, you know what I mean? The statute of limitations, who cares, man? It was underage drinking. One of my favourite costumes that I ever saw, Felice Kafusi used to be very creative because he had big afro hair, as we all remember, before he lost his hairline. But I remember one year he straightened it out like the lead singer of Outkast, Andre 3000, and he came dressed as him, like in that green suit. In Hey Ya, the film clip, remember that one?
Braces.
That was very good. And then the year after, he did Nick Nat Nui, who was a legendary AFL player over West Coast. And, mate, he looked exactly like Nick Nat. 2 nights later, we went out to St Kilda. We walk in. Guess who was in there? Nick Nat Nui. Oh. And Nick Nat Nui goes up to Felice and he goes, "Brother, love the costume."
Oh, you just reminded me, actually.
That is the best name ever.
Yeah,
Nick Nat
It's
Nui.
awesome.
Jacob Saifidi, one year, Jacob Saifidi went as Malfoy from Harry Potter, and he had this blonde wig on and then went in like a full Harry Potter costume. And listener of the podcast too, Jacob.
Yeah, he does. Him and his partner.
Yep.
That's good.
Shout out.
Good play, Saf.
We're going on today. We need to tell some stuff, I think,
Is
lads.
my segment going to get a run today, Cooper?
Nah, we're going to do it
Keep
next
it next week.
Next week?
Yeah, potentially even never. Look, we had a quiz. Not going to do the quiz today. We're going to push it. Has anybody got recommendations or anything like that?
Recommendations. I will give you the rundown next week. This week, I'm going to go watch a movie called Weapons, which is a horror film that has started cinemas at the moment. I'm hearing great things about it. Actually, it's from the makers of Barbarian, that movie which really divided
everyone,
including Dylan Lucas and Matt Croker up there in Newcastle, that actually despised the movie.
Dad, it didn't divide society. It divided society against you. Because you were the only one that raved about it. You go, Barbarian's the sickest movie I've ever seen.
But I've seen the
so
ratings
good.
and people are giving it like 9 out of 10 and stuff. So
It
It looks
This
good.
one.
Weapons. It
Okay.
looks good.
We actually have some listener questions for you, Trish, that I want
love
to get
that.
to.
For me.
Because
Oh, and I'd just like to say congratulations to BJ from Inverell, who was first in the 3 ducks on the door with a new addition to the
Studio.
Yeah. And
what will he be receiving?
I sent him his backstage cap.
Oh.
But I also would mention Brett, who's from a band called Airborne, who I'm now
I know
following.
Airborne.
Do you know Airborne?
Yeah, I know
Yeah, well,
Airborne.
he's a fan and a listener.
Yeah.
And
Airborne-
they've just come back from a European tour.
I think Airborne.
They're sort of a heavy rock and roll.
Yeah, Airborne. I'm thinking Trish might have played the footy show when I was there when they were,
did
they were
they?
young. When they hit it really big, they were doing AC/DC songs when they were very, very young.
Yeah. Well, when I went to follow, I noticed that Hindy follows him, and I know he likes his rock heavy.
Yeah, he loves
Yeah, he does.
Steel Panther, doesn't he?
Yes, that's an interesting band. Interesting lyricist.
hey, do we have any more caps to give away? Is there any
I
more?
could probably find one.
Can we, you know how we did a solicit at the start, Trish, where you said who would be your pick for the NRL Grand Final?
Yeah,
The best recommendation, can we give them a cap as well?
we can do that. Jack, you do a post, and on the Backstage or John's Family podcast Instagram page, and people can drop them there. How
Sounds
about
good.
that?
Sounds bloody good, mate.
And I'll pick a winner.
Sounds awesome. We'll do that on Friday. A couple of listener questions before we wrap up. Nico Hines listened to last week and he's texted through 2 questions for you, Trish.
What?
Yes. When we were talking about you and Matt's relationship last week, he wanted to ask Trish, what was it about Matthew that stuck out from any other man who tried to put it on you when you were younger?
His beautiful cow eyes and his lovely smile.
You say cow eyes?
Yeah,
How
big
would you feel if someone
brown.
said that about you?
Oh, I love
no,
big
yeah,
eyes.
cow eyes
Beautiful.
got gorgeous
yeah, no,
eyes.
and actually, I just posted during the week a picture of Matt when he was younger with that smile. He just had the best smile I've ever seen.
I saw
ever.
that picture. That's what you. Was that your first ever radio gig?
Nah.
Because the picture was black and white.
Yeah, no,
No, it was in the paper.
It must have been a night.
It was with you in an
Yeah,
interview
it
with
was-
2HD,
yeah, it was
Tanya, and
KOFM. It was
Oh, was it KO?
Tanya and David
Oh, okay.
back in the day. Must have been a bit of like promotion.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there. I must say I was gorgeous.
so cute.
You were,
God, I look
bro.
gorgeous.
You were
Your
handsome.
nose was really cute. I don't know if your nose has been broken, but it's not the same nose.
So, no.
Yeah.
Or it's grown. I'm not sure.
You were very handsome back
he
in
had
the
the
day.
cutest nose.
I'll give you that.
Guys, I'm sorry. I didn't realise I'd just basically dissolved.
You know what the problem is? Like, you must be the makeup girls must have a real hard job in there when you're rocking in for the Sunday show in particular, because Saturday's your day. You love to have a beer and whatnot. So your skin is quite dehydrated on Sunday. Every time I watch it, I know like when you had a big Saturday because you're quite like wrinkly and like all the water has been sucked out of your body.
Yeah.
And
Great.
Really?
That Sunday after you and Joey had your night out on the weekend, I was watching it and Gaz said the same thing. Gaz rang me. He goes, "Did you see Joey on the Sunday footy show?" He said, "He looked bloody horrendous. Looked like he went there straight from the pub." And I said, "If you think he looks horrendous, you wait until you see Dad's show after this. I reckon he'll be looking just as dry."
And on the Sunday show, I must say, line of the year, and that's not no pun intended because I'm talking about Fletch. We're talking about the
Cord.
Oh, the chord.
Yeah,
It's just saying about, we're having a yarn about, to Jacob Carraz. And Fletch goes, I don't have a lot of Lebanese friends, apart from the bloke I met in the toilet last night.
It's a very if you know, you know kind of one.
Hey, who have you got on backstage on Monday?
Alex Twile.
Alex Twile, yeah. And
what a champion.
Yeah, he's a champion. Talk about the Lebanese community. Last question as well.
Yeah.
Another one from Nicholas. If you could have a hall pass, Patricia, with any player in the NRL, who would it be?
Oh, did it have to be a player? Can't I have Jason Momoa?
No, but he's not in the
Or
NRL.
Tom Hardy?
No, it has to be an NRL player. Now, I think this is loaded. I think he kind of thought you were going to say him.
No.
Oh, is he not your type?
No. It's not, no.
God.
No, I'm sorry.
Who's that, Nico?
There is
Knock
no
someone's
one.
confidence
There
around.
is no one.
There's not one.
There
good,
is no one in the NRL that
you
I would
think is
take
good-
as a hall pass.
that you think's good looking enough to be your hall pass.
No.
Wow.
Well, it's just that I'm older, guys. Like, I'm not some sort of pedo.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well-
But I mean, Dally Chair Evans is pretty close to your age.
Well, again, on the Montoyas the other night, to hear the one where Fletch said to her, if there was a hall pass for you to Taylor in the Dogs team, who is it? And she went, let me think. And she named the guy, the Fijian guy
Jeffro.
who's on the wing
Jeffro.
that's replaced Marcelo.
Oh, did
right?
he?
She
Jeffro.
goes, yeah, he's hot. And your mum thinks he's really hot as well. And you see Marcelo Montoya just went, yeah, right.
He's a good player, that Jeffro. Have you played with him or something?
No, I just remember his name.
Oh, that's random. You said it 5 times. Jeffro. I was like, geez, you must know him well.
Well, it's a good name.
It's a great name. Jethro Tull.
There's also a local legend in Narrabeen called Jeffro who just creeps around Narrabeen Sharks Park.
Death Row Records as well.
By the way, give me a bit of an update on Backfence
Jeez, we're
Bruiser.
going over time today, guys.
Yeah, it's all right.
Any words on Backfence Bruiser? How's he going?
Backfence Bruiser. Well, yeah, right. First, a lot of people in the Gold Coast are asking about Bruiser as well. Bruiser is a monster. We've created a horrendous monster out of him. But the last 2 weeks, given the amount of rain that was in Australia, they got rained out, his team. So he's been just practicing backfence carries during the week on his own weekend. And then I think they're going into finals this weekend, but I think they've got the bye because they finished first. So another week of rest for Bruiser.
Oh, my God.
3 weeks of resting the back fence. I'll tell you what, the back fence it'd be nice that there hasn't been a bloke leaning on it, but it's about to get absolutely unloaded on.
I mentioned Peter Overton on Sunday night. There was a earthquake, Richter scale 7.1 at Avalon Oval.
Yes.
And it went by the name of Backfence Bruiser. What about the crowds that turn up to watch him?
Mate, so the last game they played the local derby on the Northern Beaches. It was like Mona Vale Raiders versus the Avalon Bulldogs. Trish, they had thousands there. People people were messaging me. It was actually on the same weekend as Dad. We had the little surprise street party for Dad, so I didn't end up going, but there were that many people there. People were sending me thousands. People had travelled from inner west of Sydney to come to watch Bruiser.
And they all gather at the back fence.
That's the best part.
That's the thing. There's no one sitting on the sidelines. One of the boys said they had to reverse their ute into the back because the back fence where he was winding up from, there was a row like 7 deep, like the front row of a Guns N' Roses concert. Like you literally had to get on people's shoulders to see. That's how bad.
Was that at Mona or Avalon?
It was in Mona Vale.
So I wonder if there's another one coming up before the finals start, or maybe during the finals they might play each other.
Well,
at what do they call it? Avalon Bulldog. What's their home ground called again?
Hitchcock Park, the Doggy Dome.
The Doggy Dome.
Yeah, the Doggy Dome.
Maybe
That's a
we
good
can, if maybe by popular demand, we could get Backfence Bruiser on the podcast.
Yeah,
Right?
if I tell you what, if they make the grand final, the local grand final, we'll get Bruiser in for a cameo. It might not be a whole episode standalone on its own because I don't know how much we're going to talk to Bruiser about, but we might get him in for a little cameo.
If they make the grand final, we might even get old Brookvale ground announcer Jake Travojevic maybe to commentate with you for the game.
Yeah, I think Jake will have a lot on his plate. They'll be finished though. Then you'll probably be away.
Where would
they won't make the top 8?
That'd be Koh Samui.
Yeah.
Who do we think is going to be at the grand final?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I'm thinking Penrith Raiders now.
Penrith Raiders.
Yeah.
I don't know. How's it going to? Oh no. Well, we don't know yet.
We don't know the 8 exactly.
How it's.
You know when people say alcohol's bad?
Finals.
Sometimes you make good decisions.
Did not make any sense.
You didn't make any sense.
Not a fraction. I tried to
That's
save
what's going on in my mind.
You haven't made sense a lot of this one.
Some people say you make poor decisions when you're drinking. I totally disagree. Halfway through the year, third way through the year, I just had an epiphany. I had $10 on Ethan Strange to get the Clive Churchill medal at 200 to 1. Ooh.
How's he looking?
Bloody good.
Oh, is he?
Warming to the task.
I seriously think, and I think it's going to be Penrith Melbourne again.
I think Melbourne will be in there. I just don't know who the other team will be.
I don't think Warriors and Brisbane. I think given the injuries, I think they're
too many injuries.
Yeah, and then I think it's going to be. I thought it was one of those ones where anyone could come and win. I really think it's only between Penrith, Raiders, Canterbury, and Melbourne now. I don't think a dark horse is really coming.
I just worry about how serious that shoulder injury is from Isaiah. Like Penrith are very good at things not leaking out, so we don't know exactly the extent of it. That's a really big one. And but the thing is, maybe with the Raiders, they get a really good run in, so they're not going to. Fingers crossed that they're not going to suffer a lot of injuries. Dogs have got a really tough run in, so that'll battle harden them. So, mate, I still think it's wide open.
I'd love to see a Raiders or a Dogs in the grand final because you don't see those clubs in it enough. Yeah. But you look at Panthers and Storm, and they have so many more gears to go. Like they haven't peaked yet. It's very dangerous.
Yeah, it feels so long. It feels like it was so long ago when you and Ricky Stewart had beef. To have an impact on a season like you've had, Cooper, is pretty incredible from you and Hammy.
I know. We've got to get Ricky on the potty to talk about
we do.
what we staged to elevate their guys' season.
100.
Because me and and I didn't even tell you guys this, but me and Stick, we teed that up to sort of.
He might need something else.
I'll do something else. I can do something way worse than that.
I bet you could.
Okay, I'm getting hypothermia in here, guys. I'll get it out.
Do you want to have the last word? Because you've barely been able to put a sentence together. Go. Say goodbye.
Come on, Trish. Finish strong.
See ya.
Excellent.